So here you're going to go to http://oecn.org. And then once you're there, you're going to click on Secure Access and enter your Active Directory information. That's your username and your Active Directory password. And then once you've entered that information, you can access the support by going to oecn.org/service. That's a direct way to access that link. So here in the center of the screen, you'll see this blue bar, and in that section, you'll find Connect to a Help Desk, which gives access options via a drop-down menu, or you can utilize these main button menus here. Next, you'll see the service status. This provides the current status of Management Council services and system servers from the MC Data Center. And just as a tip, recommend copying that link and saving that on your phone in case one of the systems is down. You can easily kind of check to see what the status is. Beside that, you will find the community space. That is the Management Council resource space. And then lastly here, you see self-service. That's the portal for resetting or updating your Active Directory password. So if you need to, if it's the 12-month period is up, or you need to change or update that password for any reason, this is where you would go to do that. I want to highlight here this sub-menu. We call this a hamburger menu, but this menu over here to the right, once you click that, this will open up and provide you with an option to go directly to the service portal, which brings you to this landing page here. So you'll need to be logged in, but once you're logged in, if you click the hamburger menu, you can go to the service portal by clicking on MC Service Portal. As I mentioned before, you have a couple of different options for going to a specific service portal. You can click this drop-down menu that I mentioned here in the blue bar, and you can select a service portal that way, or you can click the buttons in the center of the screen. Once you're on that service support area, a grid appears. This is where you can view your cases. If there are any existing cases, they will appear in the center of the screen in a grid with a case number, a subject, description, a priority, the status of the case, and the service area, as well as the contact name and the creation date. A quick note here, when we talk about cases, that's the same as a ticket. So previously we called them tickets, now we call them cases. We're talking about the same thing there. There are filters. You can view a filter that tells you whether the case is open, whether it's closed, or if you want to view all cases, both open and closed. So this is the filter for selecting that. Here's where you select to view the type of case, whether it's just your cases or all cases for your organization. And this is the sorting area for the case, whether it's a new case or an old case. So you can sort the case by time here. So when creating a new case, I'm going to click either the green circle here or this button. And once I do that, this window opens up. Gives me the option to enter a subject. So this is where I'll put a title, if you will, for my case, or a subject for that case. And then I'll enter description of the issue or the challenges. So in this case, it might be something like having issues with passwords or something related to that. I would enter that information here. The name, email, company, and phone information is entered here. That should actually be auto-filled if you're logged into the portal. That should autofill, but if not, or if it autofills with something incorrectly, you can update that information here. You can change that information there. Over to the right, you see a new area now called Actions, and this area allows us to select a case reason or an area that's specific to the situation that you're requesting support for. And then once you've entered all that information, selected your case reason, you're going to click on Create Case, and then the new case is created. Once that case is created, you'll see a confirmation that the case was created successfully. You'll get a case number assigned to that case, and then you'll see the details that have been entered. Those details would include that case number, the status. In this situation, this is a new case now. You'll see the priority. You'll see the service area that was selected and the case reason. And then you'll see the case owner. In addition to that, you'll see when the case was created, last viewed, modified, and the organization that's assigned to that. Additionally, you'll see contact details, and again, that should be auto-filled. If you want to add more information about the case, you can click on Add Comment. I can add additional information. I can add links. I can add more details about the case. It's important to note that this is plain text formatting only. So if you add a link, it will not be an active link. That doesn't prevent you from adding that kind of information. You can do that, but just note that that will not be an active link. The formatting for that is in plain text. And also note that as you are corresponding or adding comments, it's going to be the most recent on top. So those will be listed in sequential order, and you'll see that that information will have the most recent comment added to the top of the list there. Additionally, if you want to add an attachment, you'll click in this area over here. So I can click Choose File and locate the file that I want to attach to my case. Please note that there's a 25 megabyte maximum limit on the file size. So just keep that in mind as you're adding your attachment. You can then click Attach File, and that will upload the file to the case. It will attach that file to the case. Please note that when you are viewing an attachment, you can do that by clicking on the attachment on the case in this area here, and that will show up in the browser depending upon your browser settings or be downloaded. Once that case is submitted to the support team, you'll wait for some sort of response, or that's your correspondence. So once you get a response from that, you'll need to come back to the portal and check to see again where your cases are and the status of those cases. And in this case, you can see here that it is now in progress. I've gotten some feedback, and so I can now refresh. I would need to refresh my browser to check on the status, but once I see that the status has changed, it moves from new to in progress, I can then click on the case number and check those comments. So I can see now that in this situation, the case has been responded to. I can see I've gotten a reply from the support team, and I can see that the status has changed from new to in progress. So now we're on the portal page. We've gone to oecn.org, and I'm going to click on Secure Access. This is going to go ahead and log me in. I'm already logged in actually, so I'll bypass the AD information, username and password. So I'm already logged in, so I'm going to click on Secure Access. To get to the Service Portal area, I'm going to click on that hamburger menu I just mentioned and click on Service Portal. And so now you see here, I've got my menu, I've got the options, the items that I mentioned before. Again, I've got the drop down to quickly access those support areas, and the links for service status, community space, and self-service. As you can see here with the arrow in the box, it indicates that that's going to open up a new window. That's a different system, so that's going to open up a new browser window for you if you click on any of those. So we're going to submit a support request for kiosk. And as I mentioned before, I can see that I have a case that's currently in progress. If I click on Closed Cases, I can take a look and see that there was a previous case that has been taken care of. If I click on All Cases, it's going to show me everything. So I have a case that's in progress, and I have a case that was canceled. Right now, I'm only looking at my cases. If I want to see all the cases for my organization, I can click on this filter and go to Account Cases. And I can see all the cases that are attached to or associated with my specific account or my organization, my ITC. Okay. But in this case, I want to clear out some of the clutter. So I'm going to just take a look at my cases. I can sort that by old and new or alphabetical order. Now I want to enter a new case. So I just clicked on the new case button there, and I have that window that allows me to add a subject. So I'm going to add test case, issue with passwords. As I mentioned, I have my name, email, my company or account information that's been loaded in here. That's auto-filled because I'm logged in. Over here is the section on actions. I need to select a case reason. So here we're dealing with kiosk, password issue with kiosk. So I'm going to select kiosk and then click create case. Once the case is created in kiosk, I'm assigned a new number, a case number. It tells me it's created successfully, and here's my information. Now that the case is created, I can add a comment. And I may want to add an attachment to this as well, just so that I can provide some additional details and information. So over here to the right, you can see the case details that were provided initially. You can see that the status is still new. This is still a new case, but I want to go ahead and add an attachment to that. So I'm going to grab my sample attachment here and upload, and then click attach. Once I click attach, it's going to add that attachment to the case. I can also add another comment. I can post that comment. And you can see here that comment's been added. I've got an attachment added, the comment's been added. So we've sent this information to support. So now we're basically waiting for support to respond. So we'll go back to our kiosk support, and we can see our case here, and we can see that the case is in progress. And so we can click on that case and take a look at it, and we can see our information was received. We've got a response from the support team, and we can add a response back to them and post that response. And as I mentioned, you can see that the comments are in chronological order with the most recent on top. Again, you can see the status has changed to in progress.